What's up, YouTube? It's Kenny again. Chilling out back here in my bunk, and I thought I would chime in on the Airbnb IPO that's coming up. I believe it's going to be actually publicly available on Thursday. Look, I've seen a lot of videos. I've done a lot of research. I've been waiting for this IPO for quite some time, to be honest with you. It was one of the first stocks that I tried to seek out when I started trading stocks. And I've done a lot of research just here over the last couple of days about it, all right? A lot of people are excited for it. And I got to say, I love Airbnb, guys. I've done it. I've used them a lot. My ex-girlfriend and I used to use them all the time. We used them on our trip to New Orleans. We would get them just to have a weekend somewhere. There were times, lots of times, where her and her girlfriends would all pool it together and get a nice Airbnb to have a ladies' weekend or whatever. You know, and we even got some with friends a bunch of times to have a big old naked hot tub party. We'd get a big one with a hot tub and stuff and just have a crazy party weekend, you know what I mean? And then clean it up real good before we gave it back and whatever. But, you know, I love Airbnb, guys. It's like unique. It's really the only way you can do that, you know what I mean? And, you know, I'm an older guy, you know, I'm pushing 50, and, you know, most of my friends are in that same age range, and they all love it. I mean, it's not just something that the younger generation is doing, you know what I mean? There's a lot of benefits over being in a hotel room. You got like a full kitchen, so you can cook it up, and you know, you can get them with pools and hot tubs, and you know, you got more privacy and real beds, and you know, it's just, I don't know, something about the experience like makes me believe in that concept and that business model going forward. All right. Now, in all the research that I've done, first, I'm not a financial advisor, guys. I'm just a truck driver, and I invest in things a lot of times based on my personal experiences of it, or, you know, it being something that I can understand. You know, I make a lot of short-term plays and stuff, but when I'm thinking about something longer term, you know, Airbnb is something that excites me long term. You know, the charts and I've seen a lot of videos of people that are not really into it, you know what I mean? They're looking at the charts and they're not really liking what they see and stuff. Some people are excited about it and some aren't, you know, just like always. But, you know, I've watched a lot of videos that going over the financials and stuff like that, you know, that they don't really like the numbers that they're seeing. But, I mean, I don't know. I've watched a bunch of them and I like the numbers that I see. I mean, to me, it seems like $44 is, you know, $44 to $50 on the IPO price seems pretty low to me, guys. It seems pretty low. I mean, I can't see a way that this stock is less than that in 6 months. You know, of course, when it first opens, it's going to be volatile. You know, it's going to go up and down. It could drop. It could go skyrocket, you know, but over the long term, over the midterm at least, I see all kinds of Robinhood investors and stuff, you know, jumping onto this stock and pushing the price up. Now, they're right that IPOs are volatile in general, but I see that as an opportunity to make a couple of plays on it within the first couple months. I mean, on my Webull account, okay, I have a Webull account that's new, and I only make really small purchases of things that I plan to keep in there for years to avoid short-term capital gains taxes. And so I'm just not paying taxes on it if I don't sell anything. And on that account, I believe I'm able to purchase it at the IPO price. And I'm going to purchase 2 shares of it, provided that I am actually able to do that. And I'm just going to hold those in there because to me, $44 to $50 seems like a good price to hold for a year. I can see it being way higher than that. In my Roth IRA, I can't purchase IPOs. There's a lot of stipulations and stuff. Some people can in their infidelity, and some people can't, and I personally can't. So on the day that it opens, I'm going to be watching it when it first pops and see what happens. and I'm going to be looking for a spot to get in, to make a shorter or midterm play, maybe even just a couple of short plays over the next month. I mean, because I got a feeling that it's going to push way up. And so if I can catch a dip and get some shares and wait for it to push up and sell a couple days later or the next day, and then I may just wait another day and look for another dip and do it again. I may play it a couple times, because these IPOs are volatile and they'll most likely have violent swings, because the filthy ass day traders will get involved with it, and people will probably be trying to short it and options and all that stuff that I don't dig. And I don't know, man. I just see the business model being kind of a one-of-a-kind type thing. It's like the Uber of hotels, and I only see it becoming more valuable going forward. Now, when I don't do a lot of digging into the financials here. I don't really have a way doing this with the phone for me to like show charts, and I'm not really a math guy. I watch a lot of it and I look at it and stuff, but I'm not the guy to be watching for that kind of stuff. Okay, there's lots of videos out there that are going to tell you all the EBITDA and price to earnings ratios and all that stuff, and I do watch that stuff and I do look at that stuff and pay attention to it, but I'm not really the guy for that. All right. So, but like I said, I did look at it all, and it does look like, okay, they've been having like earnings and, revenue and everything has been growing at about 30%, and it looks like it's trying to level off. Okay, well, can they keep just growing and growing and growing? I mean, maybe not. You know what I mean? I really don't know, to be honest with you, but even if it levels off to that 20% mark and kind of hangs there for a little bit, I don't see a problem with that. That's still good growth, and the company is, just the business model in general. They don't have to own anything. You know what I mean? They have an app, so it's just such a profitable business model. Now, they haven't shown a lot of profits, but they also have been dumping a whole lot of money into like marketing and app development and stuff like that, and so. That's typical with growth companies, that they're dumping a lot of money into things that are going to help them grow. So therefore they don't show all of these profits. But this last quarter that they reported, they had cut back a lot on some of that stuff, and their profits jumped way up. You can see that it's a very profitable business model going forward into the future. I've seen people talk a lot of negative stuff about it. Well, the regulation and cities don't like it, and well, Uber was the same fucking shit. You know what I mean? They hated Uber, and the taxis lobbied against them and fought them, and then finally you can't fight them anymore. And that's what's going to happen with Airbnb. The hotels and shit are going to fight them, but eventually there's no controlling it. There's no stopping it once it's become what it has become, which is, a household name. It's like when you say, I'm going to Google something. Even if you're typing it in on Bing or Yahoo, you still say you're going to Google something. And that's the same thing with Airbnb. I'm going to go get an Airbnb, and it's become this catch-all phrase. It's a word that describes something that it's not going away, guys. And I only see it growing and growing because of good experience. We've always had a really good experience using it. They're always like super clean and well maintained, and I have to be a believer in it long term. So again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a truck driver, and I base these things on my own experiences and my ability to understand or not understand a company and a business model. And to me, Airbnb is like, it's gonna do well moving forward, in my opinion. So, like I said, that's my plan. I'm gonna buy a couple shares to hold long term. I'm gonna try to make a couple of short to mid-term plays, at least one, and then maybe after that I'll wait for it to level off and buy some in my IRA long term. But I'm still kind of waiting for this big bet to play out. So hit the subscribe button, like the video, keep following me on my journey if you enjoy the videos. And let's talk a little bit about that bet. All right, so if you haven't seen this series that I've been kind of talking about here, these last few videos, made a big bet in the stock market to try to double my money in about the next 5 months, 6 months, sometime next 3 to 5 months, okay? So far it's going really well, guys. All right, now I had a little glitch. Cinemark, that position, some news came out that said something about Warner Brothers. Basically they're going to start for the next year. It's a 1-year thing. They're going to release everything simultaneously to HBO Max and to the theaters, okay? And it caused panic, and a bunch of people sold off, and I got out I lost about $150. I went ahead and got out because I wasn't sure how low it was going to go. I watched it tank and tank and tank. Started coming back some, and I bought back in a little bit lower, okay? So I still have the 50 share position. Now it's at like 14.20, something like that, something around there. I don't remember the exact price because I didn't set a limit like I usually do. So I'm hoping that $150 loss turns into a $50, $75 profit down the road when it comes back up. And it's already started to come back up. The cruise line's doing real well, guys. Like I'm hovering between 280 and 350 up on both of those positions. Basically, the move has already pushed my account from being 60%-ish up to being about 70% up. And at one point, it was 75% up before that Cinemark stuff happened. It was, I've put $4,000 into the account. And at one point, I was up over $7,000. So far, I mean, it's just started, but so far it's playing out really good, guys. I'm still confident that I'm going to double my money in the next 3 to 5 months. So stay tuned to see if I'm able to make that happen. As far as Cinemark goes, a lot of short sellers and, just negative people in the comments on Webull, is where I do watch my charting. And there was a lot of them saying, well, this HBO is going to kill Cinemark, and why would you go see a movie in the theater when you can watch it on HBO at home? And it's like, that's so disconnected from reality, man. I mean, people don't go to the movies because they can't watch it at home. Maybe some people, but people go to the movies because of the experience. You know what I mean? Like, the people who want to watch it at home, okay, the majority of them, it don't matter if it's in the theaters or not, they're going to wait at home until they can buy it on Amazon and watch it there because they just don't like going to the movie theaters. But there's some of us, and it's not with all movies, but like a new Star Wars movie comes out, I'm going to see that shit in the theater. I want the big screen. I want the badass sound system. I want the whole experience to go see my favorite, types of movies and, big releases that I've been looking forward to and stuff. Other movies, sure, I'll buy them on Amazon, something like that. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to sit at home and watch something just because I can watch it on HBO Max, which I had to pay for, by the way, when I really want to go see it for the experience. And, they made bad analogies like, well, remember what happened to Blockbuster when Netflix started? You know what I mean? What happened to Blockbuster? It's like, okay, how is that a good analogy? Because the movie theaters survived Blockbuster. When VHS and DVD, movie theaters still remained. People still wanted to go for the experience. Netflix and Amazon didn't kill the theaters. People still go to the theaters. People go to the theaters for the experience, and it's not going anywhere. Now, maybe 10 years or so down the line, it might be a different story. But today, the theaters are not going anywhere, okay? Not to mention the fact that if you look into it and you research it, okay? Do you think that Warner Brothers, when they release, Iron Man or Avengers or whatever, do you think that they make anywhere near the money going straight to HBO or something like that they do in a theater release? They make a lot of their money off of the big box theater releases. That's how they make their money. They make small fraction of that when they go straight to HBO or Netflix or something like that. Like, that's where their cash cow is the theaters. So, I mean, this move to release things is just kind of allowing them to release things and placate their fans and stuff like that. It's not going to kill the theaters. It's just not, guys. So anyway, Cinemark's not going anywhere, all right? AMC now, stay away from that one because they are in dire straits financially, and they could potentially go bankrupt. You know, but Cinemark, they have enough cash and stuff, looking at the financials, to make it almost through the whole next year without going bankrupt. I mean, Cinemark is here to stay, you know, at least for the foreseeable future. And I see that stock, you know, in 5-6 months, you know, maybe less, I see it 25 or over. I mean, you know, if it can hit, you know, close to 30, I can double my position, double the money in the position. With cruise lines, I mean, I'm pretty damn confident I'm going to double or more my money on those. So the bet's going well, guys. It's going well. Still confident in it. Even though I had a little glitch with Cinemark, it has pushed my account up close to 75%, which, you know, is amazing for a 4 or 5 months that I've been doing this. 5 months now, maybe. You know, in less than a year to have, you know, less than half a year to have had a 70% return. I mean, can't beat that, guys. So hopefully, you know, if these positions double, my account will have tripled in less than a year. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it plays out. Again, hit the subscribe button so you can track and see how that does, and like the video, and I appreciate you watching.